Long ago, in a quiet village touched by wind and rain, there lived a poor farmer and his gentle wife. Their hearts longed for a child, but years passed in silence. One stormy night, lightning split the sky, and through the sound of thunder came a fragile cry. The farmer followed that cry and found a baby wrapped in a torn cloth, lying helpless by the field. His hands trembled as he lifted the child. When he brought the baby home, his wife's eyes filled with tears. "Perhaps," she whispered, "he was sent to us by heaven." From that night, love bloomed again in their small home. The boy grew like sunlight, quiet yet strong, gentle yet full of life. He worked beside his parents, his hands roughened by the soil, his face glowing with gratitude. The villagers watched him and whispered. Some admired his patience. Others felt the sting of envy. His crops grew taller, greener, richer than theirs. Though he prayed no harder, worked no longer, only smiled more sincerely. But jealousy has a way of clouding hearts. They mocked him, broke his tools, and trampled his fields. Still, he never raised his voice. He only bowed his head and began again. Then came the year of endless rain. The river broke its banks and drowned the harvest. Hunger swept through the village like a shadow. Children's eyes sank hollow, and hope seemed to fade. Only one man still had grain, the young farmer. He could have guarded it, could have saved it only for himself. But late at night, as the world slept, he cooked warm food and left it quietly at people's doors. In the morning, villagers woke to find bowls of rice waiting for them. They never knew whose hands had offered life back to them. Even so, their tongues stayed sharp. They called him names, pointed fingers, and turned their backs. Kindness often walks unseen, carrying its own pain. One evening, the young man sat beneath the soft glow of the moon. "Why," he whispered, "does goodness invite hatred? Why do gentle hearts suffer?" His eyes glistened, but he said no more. An old villager, frail but watchful, had seen the truth. The next day, when people gathered in the square, the old man's voice broke the air like thunder. "You call this man a cheat? It was his hands that fed your children. It was his kindness that saved your lives." Silence fell heavy, heads bowed, hearts burned with shame. That same night, riders came bearing a royal seal. Their torches lit the village road like a trail of fire. The king and queen, they said, had lost a baby years ago in a storm. They had searched every land, but only now had found the final clue, this village. When they saw the young man, they wept. On his shoulder was the small birthmark of their long-lost son. The truth shimmered through the night. The humble farmer was a prince. The villagers trembled. They remembered every cruel word, every act of scorn. The king's anger was fierce. He ordered his guards to punish those who had harmed his son. But before a blade was drawn, the young man knelt. "Father, mother," he said softly, "if I could forgive them when I was nothing, how can I punish them now that I am your son? Let mercy reign, not anger." His voice carried through the wind, gentle, yet unshakable. The king and queen's eyes filled with tears. The villagers cried and begged forgiveness. From that day, the prince was known not only for his royal blood, but for his boundless heart. He brought his adoptive parents to the palace, where they lived the rest of their lives surrounded by honor and peace. And the village, once bitter and broken, learned what no storm could wash away. Cruelty rises fast, like thunder, but fades into silence. Kindness endures. It lingers in memory, grows in secret places, and shines long after hatred dies. This story whispers a truth we too often forget. Kindness is not weakness. It is strength that does not seek reward. When we give, even in silence, life finds its way back to us in unexpected light. So, whenever you are tempted to answer cruelty with anger, remember the Prince who forgave. Choose gentleness. Choose peace. For in the end, the only crown that never fades is a kind heart. If this story touched you, let it stay with you. Share it. Reflect on it. And join me again for more tales that heal, inspire, and awaken the soul here on Wordy Tales.